Hello Cancer and welcome to your January 2020 Avalon Rituals reading. My name is Julia, thank you so much for tuning in and let's see how the energies will be for you in January. So we have two cards that are a little bit contrary. First of all, we have the Temptation. The Temptation is a card of everything that is a card of addiction. The addiction could mean to food, to alcohol, to toxic relationships, to drama. Everything where we are kind of like chained to and where we feel like, oh my god, it's so hard to get out of here. I don't know how to get out of here. It is coupled with the Nine of Water. So I feel like this could relate to a relationship that once was really beautiful and now it has turned into something that is not so beautiful anymore. That is, as I just said, maybe a toxic relationship. Maybe you just got out of this toxic relationship and now you regain your own strength again and your happiness and your you're clearing your emotions and your feelings after you have been through this toxic relationship. What I can see in the I'm gonna come back to this probably in a second. But what I can also see that what you leave behind is the Four of Air, and the Four of Air is a time to break out, or a time out. It's a time out. It's you need a break, you need a rest, you needed time for yourself. And since this is what you left behind, it might have been that you had this well-earned break. Maybe you had this break from the relationship, and that's why now with the Nine of Water there's coming back your I want to say your beautiful emotions, but that's not really what I mean. Your feelings are slowly clearing. It's like the feelings are the water, right? I mean, that's why they choose water here. And sometimes when we stir up the water and there's sand in the water on the ground, then everything gets just muddy. But if we leave it alone for a while, it can settle down and suddenly the water is clear. So it felt like you really needed a time out for you to get your waters clear again. And we have in the position of your thoughts a Chariot. So you want to push forward, you want to move on, you want to go into a brighter future, into a more easy life, because the Temptation card, it's a really heavy one, and it's a feeling of some kind of glue that is sticking you towards those things, and it's really difficult sometimes to break the patterns. And may it be a relationship, may it be a job or any other dependency that was not healthy. Definitely something related, I would say, to emotions, because it is coupled with the emotions. Though of course a job that is really draining is also draining your emotions. So whatever it is, it feels like the water needed to get clear again, in order for you to get clarity, also about clarity about what you feel and about the situation. Because what I can see here with the Seven of Water is that that's the card also for illusions, for wishful thinking. So maybe there was a lot of wishful thinking, and like you had a how do you say, a rose or a red, what are the glasses that people wear when they are in love and can't really see? I don't know what English people say, but maybe you were seeing things through some kind of glasses that put a glow on top of the situation, and you just felt like more and more drained, and to a point where you came to almost like a breaking point, and where you're like, oh no, I can't do this anymore, I need to get out of here, I need to break free. Yeah, now I hear the song, thank you very much, on my mind. I want to break free. And you definitely want to move on, you want to move forward. And how are you doing this with the Chariot? First of all, there are two horses, and one is black, one is white. If the opposite forces go into opposite directions, you can't really move forward. So you need to balance the two forces, and what this means is balance balance the mind and the emotions, or the heart and the logical thinking. So there needs to be a balance within you first, and then what you need is you need determination. You need to be like, that's where I want to go, and now focus and really go there. And that's so you need focus, willpower, and determination. And probably if you have the temptation here in the middle, it is still something that is kind of like maybe making you a little bit like, oh, maybe it was good, and maybe I should go back, because it still feels like there's some kind of glue, that there is not, it's not that the cords are completely cut already. It feels like there's still something it felt like you needed the break. You definitely needed a break to see things clearer again and let the water settle so you could see things for what they were. And you really want to push forward. And the beautiful thing is, in the near future card, we have the Queen of Air, and that's my favorite queen because she's chopping the heads. Well, it's not my favorite queen. My favorite queen are all the queens together, which would be the Empress. But anyway, Queen of Swords is a very powerful woman. She has gained wisdom through experiences. She takes no shit. She is the Queen of Clarity, the Queen of Communication, and the Queen of Boundaries. And she has freed herself from the shackles. I think it's shackles. So she has cut herself off from the toxic behaviors or toxic relationships, toxic situations, because she has found her worth. And what you can do is do a cord cutting. Please remember, when you want to do cord cutting, start with your root chakra and then go up all the chakras, and start to cut the cords in both directions, because it's not just here, okay, cut, you have the chakra on the other side as well. So if you call in, for example, Archangel Michael, which is beautiful, as the energy of Michael is blue, so, and I love to work with the energy, really tell him to cut the cords to both directions, and then to fill the ends with your own essence. So it's like just you and your own essence again. So this is a beautiful card, because it seems like though it might be a little bit, or might have been difficult, you are able to cut yourself free and to get the clarity and to really look after yourself and set boundaries. And then the card of your position. In your position is the Eight of Waters. You're moving on. You're moving towards something that is now more fulfilling, a better future, a brighter future. And the Eight of Waters is leaving behind the old things that are not resonating with you anymore, the old emotions, old feelings, and therefore again we have the cups. So it does to me feel more like a relationship, or like a friendship, something that was more where you were more emotionally involved. But of course it could relate to other things as well. So in the outside, or in the environmental position, that's really interesting, because that gives me more insights about the situation, and I do feel it's probably something related to your emotions and to the King of Water. And the King of Water, it feels like maybe he even left, because the seven of Air is also a card of someone stealing away. So maybe, and but it's also a card of being really clever and being tricky. So it might have been that he somehow sneaked away out of your life, which I feel in that case was for the better. But if this is you, it could indicate that you are really clever now about how to get out of this situation and how to leave the king. Because this king is not really healthy, and there is of course an in general quality to the king, which is in general a really beautiful one, but I do feel like this king was over emotional, and he was not healthy himself, and healthy in a mental way or in an emotional way, and his triggers and his feelings really played a big part. And maybe he did not control his emotions, maybe he was even aggressive, or let his trigger play out on you, and why he should have looked at himself and see how he can sort things out within himself and heal his own wounds instead of projecting towards yourself. So it feels like there was a really tricky situation with this person you were emotionally involved with, and but with all the other cards it seems like you're leaving this behind, and that's really good. And because again we have in the center the temptation card in the original tarot is the devil, and the devil ties together two lovers, so not really healthy. We have in the next position the Two of Fire. And the Two of Fire is also about creative planning for the future, also embracing the unknown. So sometimes humans are just beings of behavior, as we would say in German. So it seems like sometimes we tend to stay longer in situations that are not healthy for us, because we know our role within this situation, and even though it is not good for us and not healthy, we stay in it because it feels familiar. And sometimes it's really more difficult to get out and step out and to embrace the unknown, because it's like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? That it can get far more better than it was before is something that we sometimes don't really keep in mind. And with this card, it is about embracing the new, embracing the change, and creatively plan the future. Also envision what is it that you want in your life, and decide what do you want to do next. And there is a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement and things really pushing forward. This is the bottom of the deck that I felt drawn to look at as well. So there's a lot of movement with the Eight of Fire. 8 is also a number of manifestation. And what's the outcome? The outcome for you, Cancer, is a brand new beautiful start. So whatever happened, it feels like you get out of this situation that wasn't healthy, and you here with the Fool, you have a beautiful new start, and it's gonna get much easier for you. So yeah, become the queen and don't chop the heads. No, oh my god, I want to give dodgy advice here. Okay, Cancer, thank you so much for watching this reading for you. I hope it resonated with you. If so, please leave a comment or like or subscribe or share the video. I'm really looking forward to do your February 2020 reading and see how this situation has continued or evolved. It really seems like you're leaving something behind that is better to leave behind, and with the Queen of Swords you really have learned boundaries and to take care of yourself and to really see what's good for you and take no shit. So in that sense, I'm looking forward for the next reading, and have a lovely day, lovely evening. See you next time.